I would just like to let you know that I previously recorded this at like 1 a.m. and it was really rusty, so this is a re-record. Yeah. Why do I always say it like that? What the? This is my first scripted video, and I think I rewrote this script like 3 times because the summary was killing me, but here we are. Also, wow, size promo really worked. There's like 1, 2, 20 more people here. Anyways, hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you are now officially a kid, but only if you want to. And if you subscribe. But anyway, in this video, I wanted to talk about an animated movie called Jumbo, released in Indonesia. I talked about this in my intro video and how much I wanted to mainly just share this piece of media rather than reviewing it. So, there's that. I just think this is going to be huge for animation in Indonesia, but we'll get back to that later. Also, before we start, I am by no means a professional in anything really, so take my opinions with a grain of salt. I'm just a child on the internet hoping this goes places so that artists here can achieve their dreams easier. But that's definitely a stretch, so let's just get into it. Made by V Cinema Pictures with the help of Springboard and Anami Films, Jumbo is a family movie with fantasy and adventure elements. It released earlier this year and absolutely exploded at the box office within the first week. It also released at the same time the Minecraft movie was out here, so it got a bit overshadowed, but whatever. With a total of 10 million viewers! That's like 3% of the entire country, what the heck? So it's actually been a while since I saw this movie, but I'll try my best to give a summary. Jumbo's plot is about a kid named Donnie who is obsessed with a storybook his parents gave him before they left. He attends a local contest with the help of his friends Numan and Maya when he finds a hidden song his mother wrote inside the book. Seeing as they are children with zero budget, they get help from a ghost named Mary. In exchange, they help her find her parents, who was taken away by a mysterious figure before the flowers on her necklace wilt. Chaos ensues as their bully Atta messes up with their plans because he couldn't get into the contest to help his brother with his broken leg. Because they don't have the money, the town mayor offers a job for Achil, the brother, which was to help hunt down Mary, because he has her parents in a radio. Oh yeah, spoiler warning by the way. I'm realizing I laugh a lot in my recording, so sorry if that bothers you, but if you don't mind that, thank you. But yeah, that's the main premise of the story. And I also think it's really unique how everything ends up tying together at the end. I know other movies also do that, but I just wanted to mention that. I would also like to mention that Donnie was a huge douchebag the entire movie. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. He sucked for a majority of the movie. He kept talking about like, oh, get the book, get the book. When it wasn't about him, it was something way more serious, and I was scared it was gonna keep going on like that. Like he wasn't gonna learn anything. But thank God they changed it, because if they didn't, I might implode. Oh, sorry, I just needed to let that out. Another thing I like about the writing was the dynamic between Atta and Donnie, because Atta acts all high and mighty around him while he comes from a very unprivileged background, while on the other hand, Donnie's the exact opposite kind of. He's still kind of ex-bratty, but whatever, I already ranted about that. Sorry. But yeah, this dynamic is completely flipped on its head when Atta apologizes to Donnie, and yeah, I don't know, I like it. I also forgot to mention that the book is sort of a metaphor for Donnie's relationship with his parents, since in the book it was also about a parent and a kid, and the parents had to leave, and then the next day his parents left him forever. I also kind of find it funny that everyone in the main cast is an orphan. Donnie's parents left him. They later died. I have no idea how. Maya has an adoptive mother. Norman used to live with his grandpa. And he's just surviving now? With the goats? I don't know what's going on over there. Atta doesn't have any mention of parents. And Mary's already dead, so I don't know if that counts. Oh, I also forgot to mention, but why did they make the end of the movie to be about parents? Like, why is it the moral story you put at the very end of the movie? This entire movie, it's only the kids doing something. They're all orphans. Why is the moral here parents? What the hell? Okay, putting that rant aside, let's talk about the visuals of this movie. I think a big factor in how this movie got popular in the first place is it's very much modern Disney-esque art style, which I'm a bit disappointed about. Because you see, the movie, if I remember correctly, opens up with a children's book art style, which I would have loved to see being the main style for the movie. But that segment was a children's book, aka Donnie's book, so it would be weird if the fiction work looked like the real life they lived in, so I understand that aspect. Other than the style, I also think that the rendering wasn't very polished in some scenes. Where you could tell it didn't look too good. No shade to anyone who worked on this. I think it's mainly due to the limited technology in Indonesia, which, even then, compared to other 3D animations from here, it's very good. At first I wanted to make this point about the budget, but then I searched up the budget and it was 70 billion Indonesian rupiah. One of the only visual gimmicks this movie has that I like is the subtext, which is very basic, but I think it's cute. It also became an important plot point to defeating the antagonist, so take that as you will. Okay, so with that whole thing out of the way, I can get into the thing I actually wanted to talk about. It being a successful animated film from Indonesia. Now, I know it's not worldwide success, which is why I'm bringing it up in the first place, but compared to other Indonesian animated movies, I've never heard nor seen anything get as big as Jumbo did. The closest any of these movies has gotten to that level of popularity is Si Juki and maybe the Pedal Pop movies. Checking the viewers for those movies, Juki had 600k plus viewers, which is a huge gap compared to Jumbo's 10 mil. I'm pretty sure by now I've gotten my point across on how big this is for animation in Indonesia, and it'll continue to get bigger once this reaches more people. You guys, it means you guys. But yeah, that's still a stretch for if this even gets to that many people. If you could share this video, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Well, this is a rough transition. I'm sorry. Did I mention this is my first scripted video? This is my first scripted video. But I think that's all I had to say about the movie that isn't plot or story related. Kind of disappointing on my end, with me hyping up the whole idea in my head and then just not really knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, good story. My only complaint is the main moral of the parents. Oh my god, I have dogs. But yeah, good story. It feels very Indonesian, if that makes sense. Even the parts I complained about, which I do want to be fixed, but whatever. Very impressive visuals for the technology we have. I really like it. And hopefully becoming the first big step for animation in Indonesia. Thank you for watching, and if you want to check out the movie for yourself, I would very much recommend it. But yeah, that's all. Bye bye. I've recorded that a few times.